and given all the success that it has, that we have a very deliberate, methodical decision-making process, I think we should have acted, days ago based on the information that we have. And so I think delay actually favors the enemy here, and it's been going on for days.
Did we rob ourselves of our ability to have an understanding on the ground by pulling out everybody, pulling out our intel sources as well?
Yeah, you put your finger on something, Martha. It's much more than just the troops. We have an incredible intelligence architecture that receives intelligence from our national sources. This is all of our agencies, regional theater sources, and also local sources, all feeding into this architecture. And when we pulled out, we took that plug and that technology with us. And as a result of that, Malachi's screen went blank, and he had to depend just on human intelligence. We need to restore that so we can get visibility, and what we call it in the military is situational awareness. What is the enemy doing? Where are they doing it from? How are they doing it from? And what can we do about that? And that'll all be real time. That'll be incredibly valuable. We got to get that back in there.
I got to ask you a side question here that occurred to me as you were answering that one, because we've had a number of tweets asking this question. So we pulled everything out, apparently, except perhaps the Stinger missiles. I mean, how would that happen if they have indeed fallen into their hands?
Well, I confirmed with a senior government official yesterday, there's no Stinger missiles in Iraq having anything to do with us. We did not leave Stinger missiles there. That is a fact. And so I think we can take that off the table. I mean, I found that absolutely unfathomable that we would leave Stinger missiles. As did a lot of people.
That's the latest we have on that. So we hope that is indeed the case. When you look at this meeting that the president's going to have this afternoon with the leaders of Congress, undoubtedly he will present them with some of the options. And we're hearing that the White House has been all over Washington talking to think tanks. You're involved in one as well, asking what the best options are. Do you have any sense of where the White House is right now on this?
No, I really don't know. I mean, I've talked to some senior White House officials myself, and I think they're doing the right thing in terms of reaching out and getting feedback. But this is not rocket science. This is an enemy that's not all that sophisticated, although very determined, to be sure, and very brutal and ruthless, to be sure. But the way they are behaving, and that is in large groups, in columns, operating out of staging bases, this is something that we can really deal with. It was much tougher dealing with the same people in Baghdad operating out of 8 to 10-man cells back in 2007 and 2008. So I'm not certain why it's taking so long. I appreciate them talking to people to weigh all the options, and I think talking to Congress is always a good thing to get them involved, but I think we need a decision, Martha.
I mean, it seems that this group is very unpopular, to say the least, and to hit them would be something that would likely be well received by a lot of parties on the ground, would it not?
Oh, yeah. Well, we can't, listen, they can't take Baghdad, and they're not going to drive the Maliki government out of Iraq. But what they have taken already, they are absolutely content to have a line of division in Iraq, and they keep what they currently own. That will be a threat, obviously not only to Iraq, but to its neighbors, also to the United States and Europe. It goes without saying that this is a national security threat to the United States.
General Keane, thank you, as always. Good to